Divine cards is a system of cartomancy where praying cards are used to make predictions of your characteristics and your future timeline. The origins of this system date back to over 20,000 years ago. This was during a time when ancient wise men observed the cosmos and formulate mathematical systems. These teachings were preserved till this day, and I'm honored to present to you the Divine Cards. In this system, each day of the year is assigned one card. Each living man or woman is assigned 1 to 4 cards depending on their date of birth. The main card or birth card is of most significance, followed by the planetary ruling card or PRC. For some birthdays, there is a third or fourth card. You can see from the chart here or check the links below for your card. If you feel that the card doesn't really resonate with you, you may want to look into your birth time. I noticed the time difference when I was calculating the lucky dates for a client to buy lottery. It opened the next day. For example, if you're born in Singapore on March 7, in New York, it's March 6. So you may have to convert your birth time to UTC and then follow that date to find your birth cards. Once you have found your cards, you can check them out. If you cannot find the video on your particular card, means I have not made them yet. So please like and subscribe so that I can continue to make more videos. Thank you. The Queen, you represent the spiritual nature of man. You are the feminine and receptive side of rulership. You are also the intuitive and cooperative aspect of royalty. Your weapons are the flowers that you hold in your hands. You judge and you rule. The positive side of the Queen is you have power and receptivity in your own right. The negative side can be laziness and selfishness. The clubs symbolize the teacher and the receptive quality of the mind, the intellectual interests and mental reactions to people, things, circumstances, and events. They are the seekers. This is the first leaf to come into life and the last to go into fall. So it signifies summer. The ancient element is air. Air is required to ignite the fire of creation and expansion. It is also the ambition that creates. It uses knowledge to create. It creates life, money, and wealth. They are the guardians of intelligence and rule all mental processes, psychological reaction, educational interests, inquiries, communication, and messages. They investigate and instigate arguments, disputes, and debates. The crux is also associated with luck and maturity. They are the brains behind successful activities. Their path and quest is for universal knowledge. They are the messengers of the gods, the links between heaven and earth. The clubs are good at all forms of education, legal matters, literature, journalism, and all creative sides. The positive side of the clubs, they are brilliant, magnetic, thoroughly informed, and they make safe counselors. The negative side can be aggressive, intrusive, trickery, unreliable, and dishonest. So the club's living man, woman, or energy can tend towards the positive, negative, or being balanced. Keywords for the Queen of Clubs: mental success, intuitive. Queen of Clubs is similar to the Queen of Wands in the Tarot. The similar keywords are fiery passion and creativity. Queen of Clubs, the mother of intuition or mental receptivity. You are intuitive and mentally quick. You represent the receptive nature and spiritual principle. You have a strong quest for knowledge. You can be impatient and intolerant of ignorance or mentally slow people. You want complete freedom of action and will. You love money, of course, for the freedom and respect that it can bring. However, you are usually very generous and good spenders. You are very independent in finances. You are practical, decisive, and if you use your intuition, it always serves you well. Again, here we have a very strong mental capacity. So, spirituality for the Queen of Clubs is expressed as very balanced, logical, and wise. You are not religious, but more towards spiritual, and you are able to connect directly to source and derive answers. However, if you use your very intelligent brain to formulate judgments, you may confuse yourself. So that is why very often your intuition about other people or your intuition for other people is usually very spot on. But when it comes to intuition for yourself, you sometimes may not be so accurate because you tend to have judgments. Career. You are inventive, creative, and inspirational. Essentially, the Queen of Clubs are people of the new age. You are of intelligence, scientific progress, and you have the ability to see through and beyond the veil that has long hidden truths. You tend to be a leader in whatever profession that you choose to follow. The challenge in your career is to cultivate tolerance for people who are not as fast as you. You do have sympathy, but you just cannot tolerate people who are slow. And you may need to handle and control your tempo in regards to people who are not as fast as you. If you are a man in business, you usually have one or more partners or associates who are females. Your relationships can be very challenging. One of your biggest challenge is to let your loved ones be themselves. So here again, we have a discrepancy between the heart and the mind. There may be a disassociation. Because of this disassociation, relationships, especially for women, is often heartache, sufferings, and disappointments. And this suffering can be very strong and deep. So, females, you usually excel in your careers, but when it comes to love, there can be a lot of uncertainty, and many of you avoid marriages, or you just, after a many heartbreaks, you just totally you give up. However, you have this element of a cosmic mother, and you do make very good mothers. Most of you are quite motherly. For the female Queen of Cups especially, it is advisable for you to be on the spiritual path because many of your relationship problems can only be solved by the spiritual aspects, and you are able to get answers from the spiritual side. Marriageability on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 is very marriageable, 10 is totally unmarriageable. Queen of Cups, your marriageability is a 9, very unmarriageable. Many of you do get married but are not so happy in married life because your powerful minds and wills can be difficult to handle at times. Are also likely to have at least one karmic difficult marriage that you will have to deal with in this lifetime. So after a difficult divorce, some of you may choose never to marry again. If you are happily married on the first time and still married, that is quite rare and congratulations. From my experience, the marriageability is just an indication of how much you want to have a home and the stability of a home. It does not tell if you are able to maintain the marriage. For example, the marriageability of Elizabeth Taylor is a 4. She is very marriageable and has this need to want to have a stable home and security. However, as you can see from her history, there is a string of divorce and marriages. Besides marriageability, we can also see your connections with this particular person. Besides your own destiny cards, you also have your Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and a whole lot of other planetary cards. There are also past life connections. I will list some of your cards at the end of this video. So if you want to know what sort of connections you have between you and this particular person, you can search for their birth cards by their date of birth. For example, if the person is born on January 14, their main birth card will be the King of Diamonds, and their planetary card will be the Eight of Cups. They may also have a third or fourth card. And then you check if the King of Diamonds has any present life connection with you. There can be more than one connection. There can be a Venus or double Venus, sometimes even triple Venus, which is, I think, quite rare, but yes, there is. There can be karmic connections, and then you can search for the King of Diamonds general reading to get a basic idea of this person's characteristics. Queen of Cups. Your first karmic is the Three of Hearts. Your second karmic is the Ten of Diamonds. Your Mercury is the Ten of Spades. Your Venus is the Five of Cups. Your Mars is the Three of Diamonds. Your Jupiter is the Ace of Spades. Your Saturn is the Seven of Hearts. Your Uranus is the Seven of Diamonds. Your Neptune is the Five of Spades. Challenge is the Jack of Hearts. The result is the Nine of Cups. So what are all these connections about? Every card can indicate a living man or woman. It can also indicate an energy that you have or you are dealing with. You can also get the extended readings if you want to know more about your connections with these different karmics, how to deal with these challenging energies, and how to navigate around these energies. It is good to know so that you can navigate around these people or energies. For the extended readings, I will be doing the Karma cards and Pluto cards first because I find that these are more important ones. You can click on the links below to find out what are these cards about. Bear in mind that these are general readings because there may be details that I'm not able to share with you through the videos. If you would like a more detailed reading or learn more, you can check out Robert Lee Cam or myself and my partners. All the links are on the screen or below. It's an honor for me that you subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much.